So one thing that we're really concerned about, among many things that we're concerned about at the moment, is the issue with inappropriate relationship and sex education in school, because there's no focus on marriage or family, or giving priority to children, and it just seems to be short-term focus on pleasure and instant gratification in sex education. So I wonder what your thoughts are on that. What would you like to see change in the way that schools are teaching children about relationships?
I'd like the government, as much as we can, out of all our lives, as much as possible. Over my lifetime, they've interfered and climbed into every aspect of our lives, and we need to eject them from many aspects. If you'd have asked me 30 years ago, I'd have said we need children getting sex education in school. It seemed obvious to me. 30 years later, I'm not too sure. The young people I speak to now have the world's knowledge at their fingertips on their phones.
Yeah.
Nothing is hidden from them anymore now. So do we need to be teaching them everything in school? And I think the answer is no, especially around sex education. And then we're also removing the rights of parents who don't want their children taught about certain stuff. And again, 30 years ago, I'd have said those parents are backwards and we need to educate those children, and because they're going to be damaged from their parents. But again, 30 years later, I'm now saying, who am I to tell parents how to raise their children? Who am I? So a lot of my thoughts have changed, and a lot of it changed by working for the council. Once you work for government and you see how incompetent the government is, you then decide you don't want that government making any decisions for you, because it's pure incompetence. That doesn't mean people are going to make all the right decisions, because they're not. And when people make the wrong decision, I'd rather you make the wrong decision than the government make the wrong decision for you, because at least you can learn from your wrong decisions. The government's incapable of learning from their mistakes, but you're capable of learning from your mistakes. So let's get back to sex education in school. Lots of things we shouldn't be teaching. We shouldn't be teaching gender ideology, which doesn't exist. When they talk about gender ideology, they just mean personality.
Yeah.
And of course,
Agreed.
yeah, we've all got different personalities.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You be who you want to be. I really don't want to stop you being anything you want to be. You want to be a two-spirited cow who talks like a sheep. Fantastic. That's what you can be. I'm not going to engage in it, but you can do that if you're an adult and you don't hurt anybody else. I don't care what adults do. Now we're banging on about sexuality, homosexuality, bisexuality, all trans, all this crazy stuff. And again, live the life you want to live. I really don't care. But we're indoctrinating children at school.
Yeah.
And it's not like this is an accident. Of course it's indoctrination. That's why we're doing it in schools. This is an agenda to not necessarily convert young people to be gay or bisexual or trans, but to make sure they're more acceptable to these woke LGBT causes that are coming down the pipeline. And for people who want to see what's coming next, check out something called queer theory. That's coming next. It's already here to a certain extent, but lots of people have not heard queer theory. If you want to be terrified and you want to be afraid for your children's lives, check out queer theory. That's the big danger coming. So we need all those things removing out of school. I don't mind teaching in school the biology of sex. The sperm meets the egg, and that's exactly when a life's been created. We don't teach that now because that's controversial. Life only now occurs the second the fetus leaves the womb. It's like, oh, it's been a baby in there since for 9 months.
Yeah.
It might not have looked like a baby all that time, but it's always been a baby, because life starts at fertilization. But we're not teaching that anymore, because that's controversial.
Yeah. Well, abortion's just another form of contraception now, isn't it? The way that it's in school.
Well, abortion's been contraception nearly all my life. I don't think it's contraception now. I think it's something a lot more darker now.
Yeah.
You speak to people who are extremely pro-choice, and they will tell you, 1 second before that baby's born, that mother has the right to kill it in the womb. 1 second before it's born, 9 months old,
Horrific, yeah.
it's gone beyond. It's gone beyond contraception now. It's tapping into our dark, evil side of human nature. We've seen that throughout history: genocides, mass murder, how we treat foreign, soldiers on the battlefield. We're an evil, nasty creature when we want to be, and civilization was created to try to dampen down those animalistic feelings and that evilness within all of us. And some people now have found a way of bringing it back to the fore, and some of the pro-choice arguments are just pure evil. If you like that video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and comment. And if you like what I'm saying about running for Mayor of Greater Manchester, then stick around, tell your family, tell your friends. The only way I'm going to have a chance of winning is a grassroots movement. So be part of that movement and hit that bell. Thanks.